Good evening. Well, I have a question. Where do privacy laws end with women? Well, I say this because I came across another story as I was finding the story about the Duke of York and his masseuse. I have to ask, is there a line in the sand? I almost have to assume there's not. Firemen recently extracted a naked woman from a chimney. She was apparently hounding her ex and tormenting their children, or attempting to. She repeatedly banged on the door and rang the doorbell at her ex-husband's house, whom, by the way, actually is one of those rare men who has custody of the children. I wonder if the rest of this story explains why. She was sitting there and banging on the door and ringing the doorbell beginning at 3 in the morning. Yep. Beginning. Good news is the kids were not in the house. No. There is, they were away from the house. Yeah. She, after her ex refused to open the door, she decided she was going to break in. She stripped down to nothing, her birthday suit, and so to make it easier for her to fit down the 12-inch by 12-inch opening. Apparently, she got really far. She got stopped. It looks like at the flute, because there really wasn't much left. Looking at this photo, her problem was that she went in the wrong direction in order to make that turn. The only photo of her is of two soot-covered legs. What is interesting, though, is her name is not mentioned. All right? Her name is not mentioned. She started to her ex only became aware of at 4:30 in the morning, when she kept screaming, when he kept hearing these noises and screams coming from his chimney as she was calling out to him. He has no idea how long she was in there screaming while he was asleep. I would have let her sat in there for a couple more hours. Anyway, the rescue took an additional 2 hours to perform. She is now recovering at a local hospital. I will be posting this in the low bar. Now, she might get B&E, but reading the story, they are already trying to excuse her behavior. They're trying to say she's disturbed. There's something not quite right. She needs help. They've already started. And this article was written by, I don't know too many men by the name of Mia or Karen. So they're already trying to identify with her and say that it is the result of stress or hormones, whatever else they can find, and come up with in their own heads to go and prevent any blame being put on the woman. Now, in question here. What comes to me is that if the man were to do this, not only would it be called stalking, it'd be B&E, it'd be simply by stripping or having been in there naked, he would have got indecent exposure or lewd behavior around minors, because by the time they got all these people up, there were definitely kids out walking around. That sun is up. Yeah. If this were a guy, he'd probably be looking at about 35 years in total combined charges. It wouldn't just be one or two. I want to try and keep track of this story because I really want to find out what this woman is going to be charged with. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be nothing, to be honest. I really don't. But yeah, I guess, looking at the amount of damage done to this guy's house, who wants to bet that because it was the result of his ex-wife, insurance probably isn't going to cover that. And chimney work like that, you got to go in and cut all that out and replace it. You're going to need a new flute there because she definitely busted that thing. You have a ceramic liner that has to be completely ripped out and redone. And as far as the brickwork, all I can tell you is that the rates here in Michigan are approximately $22 per linear foot. So as far as the chimney itself going up, for every linear foot of brickwork is $22. And yeah, so for every 2 bricks laid, so $11 a brick. That's going to be expensive. The very fact that this woman actually assumed that this was somewhat acceptable to any degree whatsoever is a problem. It's a problem that we need to address. And apparently we need to address this by putting steel meshwork inside of our chimneys now. You know, I am almost tempted to start watching the movie The Collector for personal security ideas. But yeah, I'll be leaving this in. I'll be honest, I don't think this chick is going to get anything. She's probably going to get ordered to go and see a counselor or a shrink a couple times, maybe for like 3 months. I don't see much more happening to her. And if it were a man, you can just read this, look at it. You'd be looking at about 35 years in total charges. Whether you get that, I don't know. Maybe 8. But then again, I don't know what kind of judges they have. Oh, wait, California. Oh, yeah, if it's a guy, he's screwed. They're in L.A. Well, naked women in chimneys. Yeah. Well, at least he found out from her screaming and not from her rotting corpse. I don't know. Maybe he is still paying her child support, even though he has the kids. And it is California. Anything's possible.